These numbers absolutely confirm what I have been saying. I don't know why people aren't listening to this. It's very strange. What is going on in Southeast Asia? Now, Southeast Asia is an enormous market for Japanese automakers. In fact, they've basically monopolized Southeast Asia. I think on my numbers that I can see, around 80% of the car market in Southeast Asia comes from Japan. Japanese car manufacturers dominate the market. That's changing very quickly though. Very quickly. I just mentioned last week that China is now disrupting the Japanese car market. BYD is building a massive factory. Tesla is starting to sell their cars there. Now MG is coming, as well as Aura already sell their EVs. More and more Chinese EVs are flooding the market. And now we actually have some data proving what I've been saying. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. It's great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Sam Evans. Electric cars are actually rising at a rapid rate in Southeast Asia. A lot of people would think that wouldn't happen, but the truth is they're incredibly affordable. Now, you think, right, if you're an Aussie, you think, oh, BYD, Atto 3, wow, price is great in Australia. In comparison to, other offerings, it's very affordable, and it is. And I bought one, and they're good cars. But they're much cheaper in Southeast Asia. Customers are buying them. BYD's Atto 3 was the best-selling car in Thailand. The Tesla Model 3 was just the best-selling car in Malaysia. There's numerous electric cars that are being sold now across Southeast Asia. And these numbers I'm about to show you, they're old numbers. They're from the first quarter of the year. The second quarter of the year was a much better quarter. I believe that these numbers were doubled in the second quarter of the year. I can't categorically prove that yet, but I believe I will be able to very soon. Passenger EV sales have climbed significantly in Southeast Asia this year. In fact, in many places, they're double or triple what they were last year. Counterpoint says that 75% of EVs sold in Q1 are Chinese brands. The other 25%, they're Teslas. Chinese brands are dominating the currently small but fast-growing Southeast Asian electric vehicle market. You may think this is not that significant, but actually, there's a lot of people in Southeast Asia. In fact, hundreds and hundreds of millions. Chinese automakers are experiencing rapid growth, says cnfpost.com, and outpacing their competitors in the Southeast Asian region, gaining nearly 75% of the battery electric vehicle market in the first quarter, up from 38% a year ago. That's double. And that's the first quarter. The second quarter was far, far better. In the first quarter, BYD emerged as the electric vehicle market leader in Southeast Asia, capturing the bulk of sales, followed by Hoson, owner of the Nida brand, and SAIC, or SAIC. Counterpoint analyst Abhilash Gupta said in a report recently, when mentioning Japan is being disrupted in Southeast Asia as well. It's not just in China, it's across the entire continent of Asia. Together, those three companies account for more than 68% of the electric vehicle market in Southeast Asia, which the report refers to as Indonesia, Malaysia, Myanmar, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. Now, keep in mind, there's other EVs that have recently been launched there. Like I said, Model 3, Model Y, or a Good Cat, and others as well, more affordable cars as well. China's Geely Holding Group topped the plug-in hybrid electric vehicle sales market in Southeast Asia. So it's not just EVs, it's also plug-in hybrids. BYD's Atto 3, known as the Yen Plus in China, was the best-selling EV in Southeast Asia, followed by the Nida V and the Tesla Model Y. Now, speaking of Tesla, they just began selling cars in Malaysia. Within 7 days, they had 10,000 pre-orders. That's a massive number for a relatively small country. Among plug-in hybrids, Volvo's XC60, which is made in China by Geely, who basically own Volvo, was the best-selling plug-in hybrid. Passenger EV sales in Southeast Asia grew nearly tenfold year on year. Tenfold. That's 1,000% growth. That's for the first quarter. The second quarter has been significantly better. I don't know the exact numbers yet. We could be seeing 2,000% growth. That means they reached 3.8% share of total passenger vehicle sales, up from 0.3% a year ago. However, counterpoint experts say that share will reach 6% by the end of the year. So they're going to go from 0.3% last year to 6% by the end of this year. If that happened again, that kind of growth, you'd be looking at 80% market share within a couple of years. It's ridiculous. And it's happening very quickly. Thailand emerged as the leading country, accounting for more than 75% of EV sales, followed by Indonesia and Vietnam. Like I said, these numbers came out before some brands were selling their EVs in Malaysia. Thailand also had the highest share of EV sales in total passenger vehicle sales, followed by Singapore and Vietnam. However, interestingly, plug-in hybrid sales barely increased at all. They're only up 5.8%. Foreign direct investment in Thailand's EV sector grew at a rapid pace last year. A number of Chinese automakers, including Great Wall Motors with Aura, BYD, Horizon, and Chang'an Automobile, have expressed interest or have begun setting up production facilities in Thailand. Indonesia announced a subsidy program in March to promote the purchase and manufacture of EVs with a particular focus on increasing local production. The move is expected to further accelerate the production of sales of EVs in the region. China's influence in the Southeast Asian EV market will be strengthened as it establishes a regional manufacturing base, which will drive further growth in the EV industry. Now, electricity is not free in Southeast Asia, obviously, but it's a damn hell of a lot cheaper than gasoline, than petrol or diesel. How do I know that? I've lived there for a long time. In fact, I just lived in Thailand for 6 months, just came to Australia, been there for the last 6 months. I can tell you now, no one is talking about how affordable gasoline or diesel is in Thailand. No one. Why do you think EV sales have rocketed up to the top of the charts within only a few months as soon as compelling, decent, affordable electric vehicles came to market? Guess what? None of the Japanese automakers who currently dominate the internal combustion engine sales are listed in those EV sales charts at all. None. Zero. Looks to me, the future of the Southeast Asian auto market is heading to China. That's not saying it's a good thing necessarily. I mean, it's good if it means there's more EVs available, and the terrible toxic air in Southeast Asia in many major cities, which is horrendous and causing massive health problems. It's good if that improves, which it absolutely will. Now, I can tell you from experience, the air quality, I have an air quality meter that it's actually in my kitchen right now, measuring the air quality over there, in Thailand is horrendous. The citizens, many citizens in Thailand will not open their windows ever. They're very worried about the massive health effects, and they should be, because for example, many people who drive diesel-powered vehicles in Thailand, they remove the diesel particulate filters. And you've got millions of diesel vehicles driving around in cities like Bangkok without a diesel particulate filter. Add to that the fires, the smoke coming from northern Thailand, and it's a recipe for disaster for you and your health. Clearly, you can see why Southeast Asia is trying to follow China. They can see what China has done in places like Beijing and Shanghai to improve the air quality, and it makes a big difference. That's a pretty compelling reason for why many buyers, and not just buyers themselves, but governments will support electric vehicle adoption, and why it's going to happen a lot quicker than what I think anyone realizes. Now, let me know what you think in the comments, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.